Hello, my angels, my loves. What we're gonna look at today is we're gonna look at some twin flame messages from Mystic Beauty's um, unofficial messages, and like what your twin flame maybe want to say to you. We're gonna also get some shadow work, like what they need to work on. Look at a twin flame message oracle and get a divine message, okay? To kind of tune into like your twin flame a little bit, we'll get a little bit of personal features, about what they might look like. Get a few, maybe 6 cards from a makeshift, and then we're gonna look at like what something that we haven't looked at in a little bit, like what you might want to say to your twin flame, okay? So let's get started with that. All right, divine spirit guys, can you tell me a little bit of something about the collective twin flame? We haven't really done twin flame in a little bit, so we'll just do like twin flame Friday, just kind of see like what they need to work on, a little bit about them, okay? What can you tell me about the collective twin flame? Okay, hope everyone having a happy Friday. Your twin flame could have been biracial, so they could have been, whatever that ethnic was. They could be Hispanic, not Hispanic, black, white, mixed with any type of breed, but they just could have been biracial, okay? Your twin flame could have been an alpha male. They could have come across as, very stern, wanting to be in control, their way, the highway, wanting to take lead. They could be outspoken, just really take charge type of person, and that could have been what you liked about them. They could have really made you feel secure, kind of had a little bit of thug in them, and that could have been what you like, that take charge type of guy. Make you feel safe, make you feel desired, wanted, to give you a sense of security, to make you feel like you were stable. They could have liked those traits about them in the beginning, but then it could have got to be too much. Your twin flame says, I owe nothing. So your person could have had like some credit issues, invested more into their clothing, their shoes. They could have had a shoe fetish, a hat fetish, clothing. They cared more about their personal appearance and put more into that than they did into like putting into purchasing a home, purchasing a car, or maybe they had a car but they had a cash car, or a car that may have made a car that they thought was a luxury car, or either put a lot into their rims and tires and things to make it stand out, to make you, fit their appearance. These could be people that sometimes, like one of those things like I hate, and it could be my pet peeve, like someone who buys something and then leaves the tag on it, okay, to make you say like, hey, I spent money on this. I feel like people like that have to leave tags on their hat, their clothes, their belt, whatever, their purse, whatever they bought. I feel like when they have to do that, it's like they really don't have anything, or maybe they're not used to having things, because really a person who's used to having something that's not new money, what I want to call it, they don't have to showboat, because a person that's used to having something and they're dealing with someone who's used to having something, that they know the value of what they have. Like they recognize that material already. I feel like people who are like that, they just want you to know like, hey, I have a little bit of something. They're looking for that outside validation, okay? They're not really secure in who they are, because they don't need to try to buy you, or to be a part of their life, or they don't need to have these things. You either attracted them because you like them, their energy and who they are, or you're not. And why do they want to come off like, hey, I have this in order to attract you? That's because they need that attention, they need that validation, they need that to show who they are. 444 when I say that, okay? Like I don't like stuff like that, and it could be me. If you feel that way, leave something in a comment. Like talk back to me, tell me what your thoughts are about people who do that, and know shade to those, if you're someone that do that. Like, I'm not calling you out, no shade to you. That's just like my personal opinion on that. Okay, so tell me what else you could tell me. Okay, you want to slip out an actor, an actress. Confirmation of what I said. Like, they have to act, they have to perform, they have to give this appearance. Like, they're not being their true selves. This is confirmation of what I said. Okay, unemployed. This person may be unemployed, actually, like, don't have it like that. Could be getting Social Security, disability, unemployment, using other people, codependent on other people to really provide for them. Like, they're really living check to check, might do those weekly jobs, daily jobs, or might even just be doing some street pharmacy hustling to try to make it a living. Okay, someone who could actually be a stalker. This come under these alpha males. A lot of these alpha males are stalkers, guys. You know, they come across like they have it together, but really they're intimidating on the outside, or want to appear to be a bully or intimidating, but they're really sensitive and easy to get their feelings hurt, but they try to hide that from you. And they will stalk you, because if they allow you to get close enough to care or have feelings for you, and if you try to walk away, they will stalk you. Or they also have like this controlling jealousy way about them as well. Someone who's yearning for you, they're depressed because they're not speaking to you. They don't know what's going on with you, again, because they're a stalker. They have some jealousy. They're trying to find out what's going on in your life. Are you seeing someone? Are you talking to someone else? Is someone replacing you? Alpha males sometimes like to be possessive, so they look at you as their prized possession, one of their possessions. Like, they don't want to think that you're intimate with somebody else, or you're talking to someone else, or someone else is getting close to you, or you're giving your loving to someone else. Okay, that terrifies them to think that. So they're depressed, they're in their thoughts, they're probably watching your social media pages, driving by your house, looking at you, inquiring about you, researching you, seeing what they can find out about you. Okay, so this could be what this person is doing, because even though they want to do what they want to do, they don't want to think that you're out here, you know, flipping the script and doing the same thing. Okay, it's okay if they do it, but don't you do it. Yeah, this person's dealing with some karma for how they treated you. Okay, how they may have gaslit you, used to fake you, made you feel like you guys are working on something, blew hot and cold with you, you know, to keep you in their grips. They like it when they play mental games with you. They like it when you are holding on to a relationship, because it's allowing them to buy time to do what they want to do while they engage in other things. Okay, and so they could be really just working, dealing with some karma right now. What's this? That's backwards. Two things. Someone might need surgery. Okay. I'm not sure what part of the body, but they might just need to have some type of surgery, inpatient, outpatient procedure. I also just got this, like, they want to operate on you. Okay. They want to play mental games, play with your mind, hurt you, and then sew you back out. Be the one to hurt you and then come back in later to act like they're the one to heal you. I bust the windows out your car. Okay, son, this stalker, this come under stalker. So this stalker may, you know, you might have to get a restraining order on this person. They may come out, act out if they see that you're moving on without them. If they see you with somebody else, they may want to act a fool. They might be involved with somebody who's acting a fool on them. Okay, we did have actor, actress out here. So this is someone who has potential to show out. Okay. Here, Buzz Lightyear popped out. Buzz Lightyear, the Disney character. Afraid to be himself or herself, but wants to be a superhero. Did I not say that? You know, I love it when Spirit comes through and confirm things that I say to you earlier, because I told you I felt like with this alpha male and this stalker that this is somebody who wants to be intimidating, somebody who hides behind a mask, you know, this actor, actress, people with these either tags on. I told you they're like really want to be one way on the outside, but they're really soft in the inside. They're just afraid to show you who they really are. They're afraid to let you get close to them, okay? Because they don't want you to hurt them. So they rather play with your mind and play games with you before you have an opportunity to really get to know them, because they don't want to be rejected. Okay, what else, Spirit guides? We have a couple of them, but I'm not going to take all of these. Let's see. Is there anything else that wants to pop out? Someone who's controlling. All right. I said that too. This person can come across being controlling. Yeah. What do we have here? Pluto. Someone that's loyal, happy, and fun. This person could have seen you as that, as someone who's loyal, you know, very loving, giving, happy, fun to be around, bring out the best in them, very positive attitude, spirit about themselves, you know, and they like that about you. But this person comes across like a Miss Piggy, needs attention, needs the limelight, always causing drama. Like this person always has some drama going on in their life, whether they're the cause of it or they're in the middle of it or it's just going on in their environment. They always have something going on, you know. Someone who might like to cook, who can cook, is a chef, someone who's good in the kitchen. All right, but somebody who's envious, who's moody and envious, like they envy you and what you have, your positivity, how they have to work so hard, you know, to hide behind masks and pretend to get people to like them, but yet people are just drawn to you naturally. You don't have to do anything to draw them into you. Like they're envious of that. It puts them in a mood where they have to feel like they have to compete against you, even though they like you. They feel like they have to compete with you, and the reason they compete with you is because they want that limelight. They don't want to have to work hard to get that, and how dare they partner up with someone who takes the light off of them but onto you, because you just draw it and people are just drawn to you. So naturally they don't want that. They don't want a partner that they have to compete with for the attention. Your person could live in Florida. Okay, that kept wanting to come out. Let's see what else. I'm in survival mode. Okay, so someone could feel like from the loss of you, they're in survival mode at this point in time. Like they're just going along to get along, to keep the peace. They're in a situation that they really don't want to be in. They could be codependent, like I said, because we do have the I own nothing. It could be codependent on someone to kind of help them out with finances and what they need. Like someone could have co-signed on a car for them and it's helping them with payments for this car because they're unemployed. Remember, they're, you know, have their money is kind of in different places, or they could have on a lease or living with someone and they're codependent and so on, and they're not really happy in that situation, you know, and they're envy that you can be independent, be out here and manifest everything so easily where they have to work so hard for themselves. And they're in survival mode because they're unhealed and they're dealing with, you know, we did have drama, like somebody who wants drama out here, and they really don't want to be in that. Okay, but we have Sun out here, and that talks about their core identity, their ego, their self-awareness. So somebody did have a big ego, thought a lot about themselves, you know, and it was their way of the highway, you know, and they wanted to see you when they want to see you, spend time with you when they want to spend time with you. But should you call them up and say, hey, I would like to see you, can we hang out today? They're busy. They're faking busy. They're not really busy. They have to work. They have something going on. They don't have time, or, you know, something else came across. They just sitting on their ass and not doing nothing. Okay, 1333 when I say that. They're just fake busy for you because they want to see you on their terms, you know, because it's all about them. They don't have time to give you time and attention when you need it. It was not a give and take situation, okay? Your person could be a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Your person betrayed you in the past, okay? They're worried that they, you know, can't come in and play with your mind anymore and get things their way and have control of their relationship because you moved away, you set boundaries between them. Well, this is the second time today this came out, same-sex relationship. Yeah, someone could actually be hiding their sexuality and they don't want anyone to know, okay? They're hiding behind a mask. Someone could be engaging in the same sex, and this is something that they're doing in the, you know, their own environment, that they're keeping a secret that maybe their family and friends don't even know about. Bad credit confirmation. When I said I own nothing earlier, I told you this person probably had bad credit and couldn't really get things in their own name and depending on other people. Montana. Somebody could live in Montana. Somebody could have the name Montana. Oh, let's just break this down. Somebody can have a name that go by the name of Anna. Somebody can go by the name of Monty. Somebody can have a tan car, tan anything. Something can happen on a Monday. Okay, that's in there if we break this down a little bit. Someone can have the nickname Mo. No, I don't know how to break that down anywhere else. North Dakota. Someone could live in North Dakota. B for North Dakota. Somebody could live in the north. Okay, someone could live where it gets cold. Alright, what else? Somebody could feel like you have them out in the cold. Family. Okay, someone could have started a new family, a new beginning in a new family situation. Someone could be, you know, have some family drama going on. Someone could be involved with a family friend. You could have family with this person. You could have had a child from this person, okay? This person that betrayed you could be a part of your family. Somebody could have had family interference, and that's why something didn't work out between the two. 1555, when I say that, maybe that's why something didn't work out between you guys, because they had family and family friends interfering in their relationships because they tell too much of their business and embodied them. Their family's opinion meant too much to them. They couldn't govern their own lives or have their own relationship because they needed the influence and the advice of their family. 1616, when I said that, I've changed. Somebody might want to come in and tell you I've changed. This card is green. So this is something that deals with the heart chakra, which is the fourth chakra. So it does talk about balance in relationships and compassion. Okay, so someone could be working on opening their heart. Okay, they could have had their heart closed for a long time due to past hurts, and they could be working on healing some hurts and past traumas. Okay, because especially when we had the family to come out before that, which could have been family interference and family drama. Okay, so they could be changing at how they go about their relationships, how they could be working on how they interact with their family, or how they don't allow their family to make their decisions for them. Okay, what else? We'll get one more and then we'll move on, because I don't want to spend a lot of time on here. All right, what's sticking out? School. Okay, so someone could be looking at going to school. Someone could live near school, visits the school, works out of school. They could have met you out of school. Someone could just be doing some research. They could be trying to elevate, get higher learning education, look into, maybe someone is looking into becoming more spiritual. Maybe they're religious and looking at becoming more spiritual. Maybe they have a child in school. Maybe you guys have a family child school. Maybe they're involved with somebody who they went to school with, that was a family friend or a friend from the community. Maybe someone could be leaving to go off to school. Okay, so that's what we have with that. Let's get some physical features to put with your person now that we have a little bit of that, those characteristics. All right. Yeah, so somebody definitely had a big ego. Someone thought a lot of themselves, and you could have helped to build that by you being so loving and caring and nurturing, and maybe forgiving them and not really setting boundaries the first, second, or third time they made a mistake, and you gave them chances. Like, you could have helped to have fed this person's ego. I hate to be the one to tell you that, but it's a possibility. Okay. Alright, give me a few physical features about a person on the collector's mind. Yeah, they could have an average physique. Someone could be pregnant. This is coming out a lot. Okay, pregnancy. And I think, did we have this up here earlier? No, we didn't have that. We had same sex. I'm looking. But yeah, pregnancy has been coming out a lot lately. So if somebody is not starting a new beginning with someone could be pregnant. You, them, a third party could be pregnant, found out they got somebody pregnant, could have had a child on you, betrayed you by having a child out here, because we did have the betrayal card out here. So they could have betrayed you by getting someone pregnant, and they don't know if you know about this. You may or you may not. Someone could wear glasses or sunshades. Your person, the person they're with, or you. Okay, someone could like to wear the color black. Someone could be with the sunshades up here. They could be hiding, spying on you as well. Okay, might not be looking at things clearly. Someone could be daring. Okay, they could be a little bit psychotic, want to dance on the wild side, could have a little craziness about them. Okay, So be mindful of that. You may, like I told you earlier, you may have to put a restraining order on somebody. Someone could be bald. Okay. What else? Someone could have a baby face, look younger than what you really are. That could be you, collective, because with divine spirits, a lot of times, like you age backwards. Okay. Someone could have a resting bitch face, like the person, your person, I know, could have that resting bitch face. Always want to, you know, be intimidating, or they could be with somebody who just has that resting bitch face. Okay. Someone could have a sharp face. Someone can have hazel eyes, and someone could be blonde. Okay. Someone also could be like the color purple, wear long nails, wear red lipstick. This person with the resting bitch face could actually be someone who, you know, likes to dress up, dress nice, wear nice things, and always just have that care more about their appearance. They always keep themselves well kept. Okay, so let's see. Let's get some of Missy B's official, unofficial messages about with your person. And then we'll look at what they need, some shadow work they need to work on. And then we'll get a twin flame oracle message. Okay. Somebody definitely was engaging in third party affairs, I feel, on here. Or they just really wanted to be single too. They weren't ready to settle down. They weren't ready for what you're ready for, even though they could have told you that. I energetically communicate with you. So somebody is trying to communicate with you. They might, if you're sitting there doing your own thing and you feel like your mind just goes towards someone just out of the blue, it's because this person is energetically 22. When I say that, pulling on you, 2202. They're pulling on you. They're talking to you. They're communicating with you. They're trying to pull in your energy. And it could be because they really want you to reach out to them. Like they're thinking about you. They would love to hear from you, but they don't want to be the one to put that phone call into you or send you that text message. Okay, 2222. And I say that because they want you to be the one to do it. That way you're coming to them. They're not trying to reinitiate, get back involved with you, start something up. You know, they can easily say if it don't work out later, well, you know, you wanted this to work. You came to me. You looked at me, you know. They just want to flip that script. They don't want to come after you, even though they're thinking about you and really do want to see you, spend time with you. I traded in gold for Chuck E. Cheese coins. Yeah, like somebody's realizing the grass is not green on the other side, and they fell for an illusion. They're realizing now what they had in you, thinking that they were getting something better. They ended up with a hot ass mess. If it's meant to be, it would be. They're not going to put forth any effort, again, like I said, to come to you or to reach out for you. They just want to leave it up to the universe and say, well, if they're supposed to be with you, they'll be with you, but they're not going to, you know, make any changes or go out their way to try to make it happen. They do feel like you guys didn't have a divine connection though, that there was more than just a superficial relationship, that actually you guys had a spiritual bond, because it's different from any other relationship that they've had. And they probably tried to shake you. They probably tried to get over you, past you, but they're not able to forget you. And that's probably what's making them realize that it was more than just a superficial relationship. Get your shit and get out. All right, so this they might be, okay, again, because they traded in gold for Chuck E. Cheese coins. They got involved with somebody and now they're irritated. Like they're dealing with some drama, some mess behind it, and they're realizing that it's because they have karma out here, that this person was their karma and they want to get rid of that person. So they want them to get their stuff and get out. And this also could be something that you told this person. You know, maybe you got tired of dealing with this person and their shenanigans, and you told them to get out if, you know, they had some things at your place and you guys were staying together or something like that. What else? More chochos with the ho-hos. Yeah, they were hooking up. They were hooking up with some people that, you know, they were getting a little money to get what they want. And it could have been vice versa. Some girls could have been hooking up with them because they felt like your person had a little bit of money, and you know, this person was probably showboating, because I said image meant a lot to them. Their ego meant a lot to them. Okay, karmic soulmate. Yeah, they got involved with somebody and they're learning some karmic lessons behind that. That's why they want out of that, because it's toxic. It's not what they look for. They need to practice self-love. They lack self-love. That's why they get into these karmic situations. I know who you are to me. They know, because we also had divine connection out here, that it was a spiritual bond between you guys, and like that you're their twin flame, their higher level soulmate. You're not a karmic to them. If I called you, would you answer? Like, this person's wanting to know because they don't want to get rejected. They will make that phone call if you're going to reject them, because that would just destroy them, especially if they're a very egotistic person. I am full of pain. I don't feel like they really want you to know that, because of their big ego that they have, but they are hurting from the separation of you. I know you deserve more. Yeah, they do know they're not in a position right now to give you what you need, because they need to work on themselves and practice more self-love, but they do see you as a life partner. Okay, they would like to be with you, but they're dealing with the sex addiction right at this moment, and that could go to why they're dealing with these karmic relationships, and also with this more chose with the hope pose, like they're dealing with their karma, because they were going into all these sexual relationships, and they know that they can't commit to you, they can't be loyal to you, and they know that you're a loyal, giving, loving person, and that's why they feel like you deserve more, because they know you deserve somebody who's going to be fair, honest, and loyal to you, and that's just not them. No matter how much you want that to be them, it's not them, and you can't make a person do or be who you want them to be. Okay, ain't nobody coming to see you, Otis. And this is what you need to say to them, like, okay, I ain't coming to see you. You sit somewhere else with these sex addictions and get with these ho-hos, these karmic relationships. This person dealt with some abandoned issues. They feel like you abandoned them, and that's why they are full of pain. Okay, they're staying away from you. It's the hardest thing I ever had to do. This person may be intentionally staying away from you because they know you deserve more. They know they hurt you in the past. They know you didn't deserve it. Okay, and maybe they feel like that's the best thing, is to stay away from you. They can't give you what you want, and they don't want to continue to hurt a good person. So even though it's hurting them to stay away, because they do have love and they do care about you, they realize that the best thing for all involved is to just 27 keep their distance away from you. That way they're not continuing to hurt you. And even though you may want this relationship to work, you may need to realize that that's the best thing too, to energetically pull away and move on, because it is true, like what God has for you, no one can keep from you. It can get delayed, into a divine timing, but you might need to let go as well. I need to tell you how I truly feel. This person does want to tell you how much you really mean to them. They need to tell you, but they're not ready to tell you. And this thing is all because of you. Like this person that says that I've changed, we did have the I've changed out there. This person is changing and trying to work on self-love and fix some things about their life. And it's because you came into their life and you showed them another side. You showed them something other than toxicity, okay? And so it's hard for them to go back to a toxic karmic relationship after coming across you. This person might be looking at getting a divorce. If you guys weren't married and got a divorce, then they're looking at possibly getting a divorce and leaving a karmic situation. I'm going to make it up to you. And once they get out of this and heal and get their lives together, they do want to make up to you. They do want to show you that they can be who you want them to be. And they do want to show you, like, even if it's just friendship, even if they just come to you, and even if anything, they just come to you to apologize, to tell you how much you made a difference in their life, how you've changed them, how you've made them want to be a better person, because you could have come to their life not to have a happy, loving, marriage or partnership with them, 2909, but to just be like a spiritual guide to them, to help them to elevate, to transform, and leave toxicity, give them another chance at a better life. I don't love them the way I love you, and they do love you, and it is different because you touched a part of them that no one probably has ever touched. Okay, so let's see what they need to work on, their shadow side, some things they need to work on with themselves, and then we'll get a twin flame loving oracle, and then we're gonna wrap this up, guys. Okay, what does the person in a collective mind need to work on? emotional release. They need to let go of and create space for new beginnings. So they need to purify themselves. They need to really go in and heal from trauma that you know, that they're holding on to: anger, rage, jealousy, envy, all those emotions that they're holding on to from maybe abandonment, betrayals, deceit, like just whatever they went on. They need to go and release that, okay? Purify themselves. They have unseen patterns. Like it says, change your thoughts and change your life. Like this person was conditioned to a certain way of thinking. It could have been something that was inherited from their family, but it just their beliefs, maybe through church, through school, through just generations of like how they did things, traditions that they had in their family. And maybe they need to release some of that because they created a pattern for themselves. If they hang around with guys, like if you have a male counterpart and they hang around, like their father cheated on their mom, their father cheated on their mom. 31 a woman, I said that. They hang around friends who may be married or in long-term relationships, but they're cheaters, they're not faithful, and like they just repeating the same patterns. Because if 31 when I say that, that's what they see. They're mirroring what they see, because to them it's okay, they're doing it, so that's what they know, and they're acting in that same behavior. Now it's an unhealthy relationship, you collectively realize that, okay, but they're not realizing that. But in here it's like maybe they're starting to see, like you caused them by separating from them, you're causing them to see some unhealthy patterns that they may have about themselves, okay. What else is there, spirit guides? Making peace. Yeah, they do want to make peace. It says, in the midst of adversity lies the path to self-discovery. Like, so once they release some of the things that they've been holding on to from the past, and they recognize these patterns that they have that they never paid attention to prior to you, like they do want to, make peace with themselves. Also take a risk and try to come and make peace with you. We didn't have I want to tell you, how I feel, so they do want to come and make peace for you with you, to at least ask for your forgiveness, give you that apology. Like their intent was never to really hurt you. I think you just got hurt in the process of them being unhealed, okay, and not being able to love you or give to you or be loyal or honest with you, because they didn't want to remove the mask to really show you who they truly are. And they do miss the friendship that you guys had, and they would like to make peace and get back to that, but it's going to come once they heal, guys. Okay, this person may have control issues. It says fear of losing power or false security leads to vulnerability, and they don't want to be vulnerable with you. They feel like if they don't have control of the relationship, control of like protecting their heart, and control of how close they allow you to get to them, that there is going to result in them being vulnerable. It's going to make them look weak, okay. They don't realize that that's actually shows your strength, okay. It takes a lot of strength to be vulnerable with somebody. I don't know if you realize that, but to truly just engage, trust, allow love to come in and give love out, regardless of what you've gone through in the past, or trials and tribulations, but to just get up every day and keep being loving and not allow it to harden your heart, takes a lot of strength, and that actually is a lot of control. And that's being vulnerable, it's not a sign of weakness, okay. But this person needs to release so that they can be able to trust, so they can be able to give love, allow love to be in. They allow themselves to be vulnerable without the fear of getting hurt, without thinking that everyone is out to do what one or two people did to them. Like they need to face their inner demons, guys. They need to not be afraid of the darkness and just know that they can allow the light to come in. They need to transform. What else? What else do we have that they need to work on? Yeah, they need to explore their feelings. They need to work on being authentically themselves, put closure to things that no longer benefit them, put closure to past hurt, betrayals. If people deceive them, they need to let that go, forgive them, because forgiveness is for you, not the other person. But until you forgive the other person, then you can't forgive yourself, and you can't let that go. Well, guess what? the other person's off living happy, peaceful, having peaceful relationships, enjoying themselves, and you're still sitting there holding all this because you're afraid to let it go and forgive. So it's only holding you back. You're only causing yourself stress and anxiety, sleepless nights, being miserable, being unhappy, not just being able to just be full in joy. Okay, so you need to let go, put closure, and get peace, so you could just be yourself. Let your love and light shine through. Okay, it's no shame and no guilt in letting that go. Okay, so there's no, it says feel them without judgment. Mistakes do not define your worth. And understand, like, when this person hurt you, they made a mistake. Okay, did they do it intentionally? Maybe not, but they made a mistake. But show a compassion and accept the fact, like, this person did me wrong. I have to accept that. I have to take the lesson from that, learn a lesson from that, so that I don't repeat and start a pattern for myself. Okay, and just let that go, so that you can, and just know, mistakes happen, things happen, things are always going to happen, guys. That's what helps us to grow. Hidden desires. All right, so it says your deepest desires hold the seed of your potential. So someone is longing for you. They have a lot of passion for you. They do have desire to be with you again, but they just have to they just have to work on themselves. They know they're not what you need right now. And then it says heal through art. That's going to be the last card we pull on this one. Express your shadows in art and let healing unfold. Okay, so, guys, do stuff. Work with clay. Get paint. Get a whiteboard. Get some watercolor or some paint. And just, like, listen to some music. Be creative. Express yourself. Just get paint. And, even if you just put a bunch of spots on that board, or just make a lot of lines, close your eyes and just draw whatever comes. Like, just feel the moment. Just put colors out there and see what you get. You may be surprised at what you get with your work of art that you get. Okay, because if you're just doodling and scribing with that paintbrush and that paint on that white canvas, like, spirit is making movements through you. Moves are coming through you. You might find that you see a word out there, a symbol out there, or just something that speaks to you. It's just healing. Go outside, work in the garden, plant some plants, work in the soil. Okay, just do something to just get out of a rut, get out of that negative feeling. Listen to music, just dance. Just put on something. I don't care. Put your scarf or your do-rag on. Yeah, dance naked through your house, dance in your bra and panties or some socks, shorts. Whoever. Just dance. Clean while you're cleaning, mopping, sweeping. Like, put on the music. Just get caught up in the moment, dance or something, Bring that joy back into you. Alright, let's get we're going to get an angel number, and then we'll get a twin flame message, okay? So maybe just 2 or 3. Alright, let go. See, that's what I've been saying to you guys the whole time. Confirmation. Let go. If you're seeing the number 3, 2, 1, see, those numbers are going backwards, guys. Pay attention to that. You need to surrender and let go of control. Release resistance and trust in the flow of life, knowing that everything unfolds in divine timing and for your highest good. So if you don't let go, with the numbers going backwards, descending, you're just going to move back. It's like, for 1 step forward, you take 2 steps back. 38 when I say that, you have to let go to keep from taking 2 steps backwards on your journey. Okay, renewal. 890. If you're seeing that, it means renewal. You are experiencing renewal and fresh beginnings. Release the past and embrace the opportunities for growth and transformation ahead. That's what I've been saying. So I love these confirmations coming out. You really need to release the past, whether it was family, friends, love, business, partnerships, co-workers, teachers, students, like whoever you had that connection with that may have hurt you or wronged you in some way. Release the past so that you can move forward. 4, 5, 6. I do like that these numbers are starting to move forward. So we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you are elevating in life. You are transforming and moving forward. Okay, it says manifest your dreams. You have the power to make things happen. It is time for you to take action with faith and confidence, knowing that your angels are guiding and supporting you every step of the way. Okay, so guys, don't ever feel like you're alone. You're never alone. You always have your ancestors supporting you, divine there with you, angels there with you. You always have spiritual guidance, okay? So just know, like, I'm going to take a leap of faith. I'm going to jump out here and just move and just know that I'm supported, like 4004 when I say that, like God has my back, the universe has my back. And then lastly, 676, it says self-love. Prioritize your well-being and cultivate a deep sense of love and compassion for yourself. So let go of the past, forgive the people that have hurt you, put closure to it. Don't let it hold you back, so that you can go back to who you are, renew your spirit. Go back to manifesting your dreams, being creative, knowing what you want, and taking action to move towards that. And it's pouring more love into yourself. Stop pouring what you're pouring into other people. Take that and pour it into yourself. Do some things for yourself. Take a moment, like go soak in the tub, get a massage, get a facial. It feels good when people play in your hair and scratch your scalp. Just go get a shampoo or something. Let them massage your scalp. Okay, let's get a twin flame message card, and then that's going to be okay. We're just going to take that 369 universal code. Okay, so it says live your life and don't wait for him to do something. If he doesn't text or call, you wouldn't want him anyway. So if you're holding on to someone from your past and you're like pausing your life, not moving on, not allowing yourself to see other people, date other people, or get out and enjoy other people, and you're just waiting, hoping that you're going to hear from them, even subconsciously, if you don't realize you're putting your life on pause, like go live your life, meet other people, enjoy other people. Okay, 4141, get on dating sites or go where your people are. Just do something, even if you don't do anything, but take up a hobby. Go cycle, go to the gym, do the cycling classes or something. Just do something, but don't sit around waiting for someone to contact you, because you might see that you're waiting forever, and this person may never come back because they may not want to move forward with you. They're enjoying their life. Okay, he's thinking about you and it tears him apart. He wants to run to you, but it's as if his past was tied to his legs. So someone is just stuck in their past addictions, their past way of thinking, their, like I said, family traditions, whatever they had. So like, even though like they see you as a great person, a great mate, someone that they could have future with, they're not moving towards you right now. Hence why you need to live your life and don't wait to hear from them, because they're comfortable. They're comfortable with being attached to their style of living. 4242, when I say that, you see that they need to elevate, but they don't see that. And if they see that, they're not taking action to do that. Okay, so live your life and move on. This is his chance to resolve old patterns, and he wants to take it. So, let them work on themselves. When they're healed, if it's meant for them to come back to you, they'll come back to you again, even if it's just to say, you've changed my life and how you made a difference in my life. And then from that point on, if you feel like you want to work on something, I would suggest you go very slow, look at their actions, because a person can make a temporary change and go back into the same behaviors, because you have to understand something. They didn't become the person that they are overnight. It took years and years of built up things for them to become the way that they are. So you have to allow them. It's going to take time to reverse that way of thinking and that attitude and those patterns and behaviors. Okay, so I do hope that this reading was beneficial to you, that it resonated with you in some way. If it did, like, share, comment, hit the notification bell to alert you to additional readings that I put out. Give me some feedback. Let me know if you're resonating.